Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Vancity Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Welcome to your one-stop shop for Canucks news and summaries and reactions. And yeah, I know there's a lot of shows going on, but I like to be the last one. I'm not saying save the best for last, but you guys know that I like coming in at the very end of the night to just welcome you to end off the night on a positive. And tonight we have a lot of positive things to talk about. Obviously, the Vancouver Canucks defeating the St. Louis Blues 4-3. Kiefer Sherwood with the hat trick. Evander Kane with a disallowed goal, so he's still on pace for 0 goals this season. Just kidding. And then Jake DeBrusk with the shootout winner. So let's get into it. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thank you for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you're here with me with the chicken noodle soup for Canucks YouTube, I'll take that. Know how much I always appreciate you and how much I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel, get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together tonight, like the fact that Kiefer Sherwood is tied for the league leading goals, like the fact that we won a gutsy effort despite losing another player, which sucks. Like the fact that we're continuing to build a wonderful community here on YouTube. And like the fact that I'm bringing a legend on for the last 15 minutes of the show to celebrate a future birthday. You can leave a donation like legendary Lucas Gates just did. Oh, I wonder if he's the one. You can gift a membership, buy your membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. And let's get started right away by recognizing the legend himself, legendary Lucas Gates, with the $5 donation, gets the donation train out of the station. So welcome, legendary Lucas Gates, and thank you for the $5 donation. Let's give Lucas some love. And yes, no need to hide it, no need to play spoiler. I will be bringing Lucas on after my mid-show sponsor read at about the last 15 minutes of the show, because it's his birthday coming up on the weekend, but I don't stream on weekends, so I wanted to bring him on to say hi to everyone later today. So there we go. Legendary Lucas Gates is going to be joining me for the tail end of tonight's show. Let's give Lucas some love in the chat. So with that $5 donation, we are looking at the leadership leaderboard. Why do I keep saying leadership board? Because I did a talk today for let me get to that in a second. Fangirl leads the leaderboard with 375, Lucas at 200, and then a bunch of you tied at 75. So Fangirl is the early leader, followed by legendary Lucas Gates. Okay, guys, before I get welcome everyone, glad to see you guys piling in here. Before I talk about tonight's game, I got to tell you something. I did a talk, I think last night, if you were on my members live stream, I still went for an hour, but I wanted to get going, even though I got going on time because we had a great open house last night. I did a talk for a school today, 2 talks for a grade 8 retreat. And for the first time ever, kids were working in the 6-7 thing into my talk. So it was kind of funny, actually. One of the times I was talking about dividing them into small groups, and I said, yeah, you're going to be in groups of 6 or 7. And then I got all the kids doing this 6-7, 6-7, which is stupid. And then there's another thing where I do an optical illusion. I put up a picture of an elephant that has a bunch of legs, and the way that it's drawn, you can't tell if the elephant has 4 legs, 5 legs, so on and so. So I said, how many of you think the elephant has 4 legs? How many of you think the elephant has 5 legs? How many of you think the elephant has 6 legs? And how many of you do you think has 7 legs? And then all the kids are like, 6, 7, 6, 7. So fine. So this is so strange. So then I can't remember if I was talking about 6 or 7 months or 6 or 7 years or 6 or 7 something, but I was able to work it in and I got them before they got me. And I was so proud of myself. All right. It wasn't about height for sure, because I'm 5'6", so there's no such thing as a 5'6". It was a 6'7". Anyway, so I had a great day out in White Rock today, hanging out with 65 grade 8 students and speaking to them today. And then tonight came home, watched the game with my family, did a couple Zoom chats with Hall of Fame and legends, and then prepared and executing this show. So going to talk about the game, going to do my usual post game, do my mid-show sponsor read, answer a couple of your questions, and then get legendary Lucas Gates on to finish off the show. Swervin Yrvin. Is this the Gen Alpha version of Stone Cold Steve Austin's what? I don't know. But yeah, I don't think it's going away anytime soon. That is for sure. Always cool with the kids, Justin. I may be 51 years old, but I'm always cool with the kids. Actually, I love it. And I think I'm good at it. I'm not the best in the world, but I do think I have a gift for speaking. I've never met a microphone or a camera I didn't like, obviously. And I think you put me in a live environment, especially with young people. And just because of my experience raising my own 3 kids with Gail, of course, being a youth worker, and just my love for the church and the faith and for seeing young people do extraordinary things. Yeah, I want to do more speaking, actually. And I think I have the capacity to do so. All right, let's get to tonight's game. And as always, we start off with the Sedge VC, the Clay Edge Goal Visualizer commentary. Yes, let's do this. And we start off with St. Louis Blues goal is Dylan Holloway from Sundqvist and Pius Suter. So there's Suter, number 22. And right there, he gets it down to Sundqvist. DPD is on him. Forward PD is on Holloway. But then what happens is the 4 of them come in the middle. The puck squirts down here. And then, that was Holloway. And then Sundqvist gets it here. And then PD kind of loses Holloway here. And they're kind of outnumbered. Maybe he thought DPD was going to get him. Maybe he thought the other Elias Pettersson was going to get him. Regardless, it squeaks down from Suter to Sundqvist down here, who finds Holloway. And right there, no one checks him. DPD, maybe when I look at this again, and I'm not absolving forward Elias Pettersson, but if Pettersson has Suter, then DPD is not taking anyone. I wonder if DPD was the one who was supposed to step up. And that's the one thing I have noticed with DPD's game is he's still a little bit hesitant. He's still not the quickest on making reads. He plays a physical game, plays a good game, but I would love him to be a tiny bit quicker on his reads. Anyways, yeah, you got DeBrusque covering this guy. You got Sherwood up here. So maybe this is DPD's guy because Pettersson is checking Suter, right? The other center. Anyways, Holloway comes in, wrist shot through Lankinen's legs. It is 1-0, only 3 minutes into the game. But Kiefer Sherwood, as he did a couple times tonight, 3 times, he ties the game up, twice. Evander Kane dumps the puck in. And, we have to give, as much as we're being hard on Kane because he hasn't scored a goal yet, he did tonight, but it didn't count. He is doing some good things, and including his forechecking has been pretty good. His passing, not so great, but his forechecking pretty good. And we see it right here. He actually causes a turnover here. He rushes the St. Louis defenseman and causes a turnover. Binnington's usually really good at the puck, but this was a rare misplay by Binnington. And then look where Sherwood is. He's over here. He's the goal scorer. That's why he's got the double ring around him. He comes all the way down. Like he just reads this play super well. So as the puck gets squirted to the crease, he beats everyone there and he puts it underneath Binnington's left arm. And then he gives Torpchenko a shove for good measure. So I really like this goal, especially when you look, just watch Sherwood. He's over here right now. He's over here. And as Kane causes a ruckus, he goes to the net, which he should do. So not only can Sherwood score going to the net, he can score in breakaways, and he can score with a wicked release, which we'll get to in a second. So 1-1 after 1. everything good in the world. Then second period, Snuggerud. This guy always, I think he scored 2 goals on us on Thanksgiving Monday. This is another one. So pretty instant play. Binnington's got it here. Cam Fowler gets it here. And then there's a bit of a gap here. I wonder why there's such a big gap there. Because, it's a power play. No wonder there's a big gap. I should recognize this. So this is a St. Louis Blues power play. It started at the end of the first period. It's ending at the end of the second period. I think it was Marcus Pettersson in the box. But a really good pass from Fowler finds the seam and Snuggerud. And he's got basically a partial breakaway. P.O. Joseph tries to close, but Snuggerud is a good skater and a good shooter. And he goes far side on Lankinen, scoring from the face-off dot. So would you like to see a bit more situational awareness from P.O. Joseph? Let's see if he could have done a bit more there. He coming off the bench, coming. He's probably worried about 54. Yeah, this is a tough one because the Canucks are setting up in the neutral zone. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe P.O. Joseph should see that Myers is there and even Petey's there. I wonder if he should have had a bit more situational awareness. Tough to say. It was a good shot. It was a good pass, a good shot. 2-1 St. Louis. But Kiefer Sherwood ties it up for the second time. This one's pretty sick. So St. Louis brings it in, and then Marcus Pettersson gets it to O'Connor. On O'Connor, I have been critical of O'Connor's game. I think he hasn't been a difference maker just yet. But this is a great pass. Sherwood takes it on his backhand. Look how wide open he is. Like, how do you leave this guy so wide open? Do you remember when he made that beautiful move and scored on the forehand on a breakaway on Binnington on Thanksgiving Monday at Rogers Arena? This one, he goes dig, backhand. So now, and I even tweeted this, now he has scored a breakaway on Binnington on a forehand and on a backhand. Beautiful goal. I just love watching these stretch passes. And this one was great from O'Connor. Great pass. And Sherwood makes sure he stays on side. Then the Canucks actually Sherwood has scored on a mucky-muck goal. Now he scored on a breakaway. Then he scores on a beautiful wrist shot. And I love this. So it starts in our own zone. DPD, long stretch pass all the way to Drew O'Connor. And O'Connor, then to Ratu, then to Sherwood. And look where Sherwood is, like outside of the dot. Maybe there's a bit of traffic in front of Binnington, but he just risks it. And in and out, it was such a good shot. 7 minutes in the third period. What can you say? A hat trick for Sherwood. They have a big celebration behind the net. And maybe we thought this was going to be a game winner. I actually predicted 3-1, so I was already off. But maybe we were going to get the all-elusive, not the all-inclusive, the elusive 4-2 score. But no, we don't, because ex-Canuck Pius Suter ties it up on the power play. So what happens here? Well, Suter has the puck, gets it back to the point. Fowler takes a big shot that Lankinen saves, but then they're outnumbered. And when I first saw this, I was like, man, P.O. Joseph, you messed up again. Why didn't you tie up Suter's stick? But you can tell they are outmanned 3-2. That's what happens on a power play. And the rebound from Lankinen wasn't great because it fell right here. And Suter was able to sweep it past Lankinen, tying the game up halfway through the third period. Then you don't see it here, and actually you don't see any of the visualizer either. But I mean, you don't see it here, but Evander Kane had a goal called back. So he crushed someone behind the boards, and then they kept it in. And basically, I think it was O'Connor was trying to provide some traffic in front of the net. Accidentally touched Binnington. Not accident. He touched Binnington with his stick. Went stick on stick. Impeded Binnington a little bit. It wasn't brutal, but it was enough where the referee called it back. And Kane had a really nice shot. And he looked up to the sky. And I even said to Sean, great, 1 goal in 12 games. He's now on pace for 7 goals this season because 7 times 12 is 84. But then they took it off the board. So, I thought Kane had a pretty good game. He was creating a lot with his forecheck, with his passing, and it's too bad that he wasn't rewarded here. So, goes to overtime. Nothing happens really in overtime. And then, you guys, Lankinen is so good in the shootout. He stops Kyrou. Sherwood hits the post, so Binnington didn't even stop him. Lankinen stops Snuggerud, which is good because Snuggerud always scores. Petey got stopped. Then Braden Shen lost the puck. The puck went into the left corner, technically. I guess Lankinen's left. Went in the left corner, and Shen didn't even get a shot off. So that was kind of embarrassing. And what's even more embarrassing is the very next shooter scores the goal. So Jake DeBrusk comes in, and he snaps one high over Binnington. And then we went nuts in this household. The Canucks teammates went crazy. And the Canucks win 4-3. So they lose to Montreal 4-3. They beat Edmonton 4-3. They lose to New York 2-0. And now they win. They beat St. Louis 4-3. Let's look at some stats. Outshot 10-9, outshot 11-4, outshot 16-5. Not great. Outshot 39-18. Not great. 39-18. They actually won the faceoff battle. They did not win the special teams battle. St. Louis went 2 for 3. Canucks went 1 for 3. Hits more than St. Louis, but not a lot for this game. Good, same equal block shots, giveaways, takeaways, who cares? So St. Louis wins the first game. Vancouver wins the second game in the series. Let's look at the box score now. Right at the top, we notice Brock Besser plays for 33 seconds because he got a shot into his nether regions. I couldn't tell if it was his stomach, his ribs, his hip, or his nether regions. But DPD takes a slap shot, and it goes off of Brock in a tender area, and he does not return to the game. There you go. He had one shift of 33 seconds. However, Adam Foote said after the game that he expects Brock to play the next game, and I'll talk about injuries in a second. So now you're down 11 forwards. You're down to forwards. You're down to 11 forwards for basically the entire game now because he lasted a whopping 33 seconds. So what do we got in terms of stats? Well, we know Sherwood had his 3 goals. Wow, O'Connor has 2 assists. Good for him, and a +2, best on the team, which is good. 1 assist for Ratu, and then 1 assist for Kane, and he could have had his own goal. Time on ice, of course, these are all going to be a little bit inflated because of Besser's absence. Sherwood at 24, PD at 23, DeBrusk at 23 there, because that was basically your top line after Besser went out. Look at shots, 3 shots from Baines, 5 from Sherwood. So those are your 2 leaders among forwards. Block shots, another 2 from PD, good for him, 3 from Ratu, 2 from Sasson, 2 from DeBrusk. By the way, did you notice that John Shorthouse was calling him Sasson? He was calling him Max Sasson, and then tonight he started calling him Sasson. So I'm not sure if they got corrected or something. Hits, 4 from Sherwood, 3 from Kane, 2 each from Reichel, Ratu, Pedersen, and McEachran. McEachran played 12 minutes in his Canucks debut tonight, and then Reichel 18 minutes, but not as noticeable tonight. You see a bunch of zeros across of his stat line. Although he did win, it looks like 5 of 9 faceoffs, which is good. PD 65% and Ratu 53%. So all 3 guys won all their faceoffs, won the majority. On the defensive end, remember, no Quinn Hughes, no Victor Mancini. Not bad. DPD was the low man at 12. You have Myers, you have Hronek at 25-40, Myers at 24, and Marcus Persson at 23. So there's no surprise that those 3 got the majority minutes. Verlander at 19, and he looked good. All the defensemen look good, actually. You can't really blame them. Actually, you know who didn't look good is P.O. Joseph. How is P.O. Joseph +1? Oh, because 2 of the goals were power plays. You look at shots. Myers had 3. He was quite active. Blocks. Everyone has a block shot except P.O. Joseph. And then hits, only Hronek and Pedersen. So not a lot of hits, admittedly, from the D. Lankinen, 36 saves on 39 shots. I thought he was fine. Could he have stopped Suter's goal? Probably not. Could he have stopped the first one? Maybe. And the second one was a really good shot by Snuggerud. So when you make 36 saves and you stop everyone in the shootout, I think that is a good night for Kevin Lankinen. We're going to talk about injuries in a second. So we look at other scores throughout the league. We have Boston over Buffalo. We have, I love this, Flames lose again. Tampa Bay finding their game now. They beat Dallas in overtime. The Flyers win again after beating Pittsburgh in that crazy game. They beat Nashville. Then we have the Hurricanes whipping the Islanders. Our good guy Canucks beating the Blues. Wild still struggling. Penguins still surprising. The Jets beat the Blackhawks. That's good. We had JT Miller scoring the OT winner, beating the Edmonton Oilers. They get a point, but at least they lose. Sharks win, beat the Devils. That's a little bit of a surprise. Shardo will be happy. And then the Kings lose. They get a point, but the Kings lose to the surprising Red Wings. So we add it all up, put it all together, and in the standings, in our division, we are in 5th now. Only 1 point behind Edmonton. and 1 point behind Seattle, but Seattle has 2 games in hand, and we're only 2 points behind Vegas, same number of games played. So, sorry, LA. So it's Vegas, LA, Seattle, Edmonton, and Vancouver. Anaheim right behind us, only 1 point behind us with 3 games in hand. So technically they have a way better points percentage. You can see 611 to 500. And then in the conference, when you look at, wild card, we're still 10th. So we're technically 1 point out of a wild card spot, but still very, very early to say. But I will say this, and then we'll talk about, I want to talk about the record, then we'll talk about injuries, then I'll get to your thoughts on the game, then we'll get to Mitchell Sponsory, and then we'll get to Lucas. This is the interesting thing. I've been saying that the Canucks need 97 points. I actually predicted 99, but let's say they need 97 points to get in the playoffs. 97 minus 82 games played, 97 minus 82 is 15. So they have to go 15 games over 500. 15 games over 500. They end the month of October 6-6, exactly 500, as you can see, 6-6, right? So 12 points in 12 games. That's why they're 500. We got to get this number points 15 digits ahead of games played by the end of the season. I think 6-6 for the Canucks, where they had a tough road trip and they have 9 guys lost to injury. I'm not complaining about this at all. At all. I don't know how anyone can, given their injury luck. So fine. They finished the month of October at 500. But my friends, if I'm telling you that they got to get to 15 games over 500 by the end of April, there's November, there's December, there's January. February is only a half month and April's a half month. So we'll count that as 1 month. And there's March. So there's 5 full months of hockey. That means for each of those 5 full months, they need to go 3 games over 500. 5 months times 3 games per month equals 15. So the Canucks got to sneak out 15 extra points, like basically 15 games over 500 before the end of the season to make the playoffs. So I'm not saying it's impossible, and I'm not even being negative. I'm just giving you the reality check here. Is for each of the 5 months coming up, remember I'm combining February and April, they have to go 3 games over 500 so they can, incrementally make it to a playoff spot. So just keep that in mind. They got to go 3 games over 500 for every month for the rest of the season. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying that's what they need to do. Injuries. Brock Boeser takes that puck to the nethers. And now, you guys, this is ridiculous. It's 9 regulars out with injury. Boeser, Garland, Bluger, Hedel, Lekkerimäki, Höglander. 6 forwards. And 3 defensemen. Quinn Hughes, Victor Mancini, Derek Forbert. Now, Rick Dhaliwal did report on 3 of those injured players. Remember, Boeser happened tonight. He says Quinn Hughes' injury is a groin injury. So it's not his wrist. It's not his hip or whatever he had last year. It is oblique. It is a groin injury, but he could play in Minnesota on Saturday or in Nashville on Monday. So he is the closest to returning. Quinn Hughes, arguably the most important of those 3 players. Connor Garland is upper body. He's about a week away. So they don't expect him to play, on this road trip, but maybe he plays Wednesday the 5th against the Blackhawks. And then Teddy Bluger is about a week away as well. So by the middle of next week, we could have Quinn Hughes, Brock Boeser, Teddy Bluger, and Connor Garland all back, which is awesome. That's basically your number 1 C, 2 top 6 wingers, and your 3rd or 4th C. That's huge. That's huge. So imagine if we get at least those 4 guys back by next week. I think that's a good thing. So I am not at all going to complain about 6-6, especially given that there are 9 injuries to this team. 9. And everyone except Lekkerimäki, Forbert, Mancini, you could argue they share a spot. But 7 of those 9 are regular players. That is more than 1/3 of your roster. That is absolutely crazy. So I'm happy. I'm happy that the Canucks are 6-6. Do I want them to be 7-5 or 8-4? Of course I do. But given what has happened, I will take 6-6 any day of the week. Dino with the dono. Let's give Dino some love in the chat. So Dino with the massive dono, the $28 dono. I don't know if that's a set amount that YouTube gives, because Dino is very remarkable with his consistency. $27.99 every single show. No surprise. He is now whipping everyone on the leaderboard. But thank you, Dino. Thank you, Mother Mena, for the wonderful donation. And I think Dino's sister here, is here as well, right? I think I saw, is it Juliana? That's awesome. So Dino's whole family is here. Oh, I'm related to Dino. I didn't know if it was sister or cousin, but welcome, Juliana. You're always welcome here as well. All right. So thank you, Dino. Let's give Dino some love in the chat. So let's do this. I'll do 5 minutes of your comments about... Oh, man, please win the next game so we're not 6-7. Oh, that is so true. That is the only reason. I don't even care about playoff ramifications. I don't even care about Kane getting his first goal. I don't even care about Quinn Hughes coming back. We got to win so we can avoid 6-7. I love that. Juliana is Dino's sister. That is awesome. And yes, a member of fellow Assembly Cast, which we can talk about in a few minutes. That is awesome. Oh. Okay, 5 minutes. Your questions, then I'll go to Mitchell sponsor read, and then we'll bring on legendary Lucas Gates. They called goaltender interference because it wasn't the skate, fangirl. It was O'Connor, right? It was actually his stick. His stick makes contact with Binnington's jersey and then stick. So there's enough there where it affected Binnington's, his ability to make the save. And it's really funny. John Shorthouse and Dave Thomason were saying on the TV broadcast, the Canucks broadcast, they think the goal is going to stand. The St. Louis broadcast, I heard the replay, they were quite adamant that the goal wasn't going to stand, and the St. Louis guys were right. I can't explain the 6-7 thing well. It is a meme. All the young people are doing it. Urban legend is that it's in a rap song, and then I think one of the Ball brothers, NBA, referenced it. And this I could be way off here. Someone can correct me. One of the Ball brothers referenced it in an interview about 6-7. I'm not sure if he was the one who did this, 6-7. And then basically everyone's doing it since then. Whether you work it in, the Whitecaps were doing it. The kids were doing it to me on retreat. Yes, it is a meme. Jessica's right. And I take it from Jessica. She's way more cool than I am. But it doesn't mean anything, but all the kids are doing it. Is Sherwood a dark horse for Team USA? I think he's a great start, Swervin Yrvin, but I wouldn't even consider him. I don't think he's going to get an invite, to be honest with you. He's scoring goals for sure, but not putting up a lot of assists. Which I'm not complaining about that. I just think there's more. There's other players for sure. It was Meechin. Oh, McEachran, not O'Connor. Thank you for that, Tyler. We're playing in front of U.S. manager Bill Guerin soon, and Sherwood has 5 goals in 2 games against Canada's number 1 goalie. That is true. It took me a while when my brothers kept saying it to me. Tell your brothers to stop. Yeah, that's all right. That's true. It was Matthew Joseph against Pierre-Olivier Joseph. That is a good point. Melo Ball definitely didn't make it famous. He just said that during media day. Yeah, for sure, Ian. I'm not saying that he was the one that made it famous. Well, actually, I don't know what I was saying. So thank you for the clarification. So it was already famous, I presume, and he just happened to say it. Perfect. Yes, anytime you see those numbers together, it does come up. Sasson's dad has always pronounced it as Shorty said today. So Sasson. Max just never corrected anyone who's in the AHL. Apparently just stuck with it until today. Okay, so it is Sasson. Thank you. Not Sasson. Sasson. And it was McEachran. Thank you. Appreciate that. Maybe this, maybe that. It's like the new 1738 from the Fetty Wap song, just a phrase we say for funsies. I had no clue what you said there. I don't know who Fetty or Wap is, so Hard to say the name. McEachern, yes. I had to Google it. Lovefoot mentioning voodoo when asked about the injuries. Yeah, he did say that. And that's why I'm so proud of this team, right? They're not dominating. They're 6-6, but look at the rash of injuries. I'm not making excuses. That's the reality. Anyone can see it. That's all anyone talks about it because it's ridiculous. Sherwood increasing his extension, average annual value, every goal. He is indeed, Justin. And my son Sean and I were talking about it. Is do you take a risk on a player who's over 30? He's going to make a lot of money, but I could see the Canucks walking away from it. You say, well, that's crazy. Why would you do that? Cap's going up, but every dollar counts. And who knows? I would love for him to contribute at this pace for the rest of the season. Just not convinced it's going to happen. 23-24, we used a total of 32 players all year. Tomorrow's November, and we're already at 29. That is crazy. It's so bad, I can't even see the number 67 as 67. Now I see it as 6 and 7. Well, great. Now I'm going to do that too. Thanks a lot. What's my opinion for the Western Conference? Any surprises? Oh, yeah. Utah is a big surprise to me for sure. And Seattle. But I think Seattle is going to drop. Those are the two big surprises for me right now. 6 times 5 for Sherwood. Do you pay him more or the same as Garland? I definitely do not pay him more as Garland. As much as I like Sherwood, half Japanese, I've said that like almost every single show. I don't even do 6 times 5 for him. I think the way he plays, he's going to slow down and he might get hurt because he hits so much, right? But I think he's going to make a lot of money. I just don't know if I go 6 times 5. Yeah, Nate just got a new contract, almost like PD's, right? 11.5. Russell made the comment on his stream that he was glad PD was playing safe tonight based on all the injuries. You know, I never thought about that. I definitely know on that first goal, he didn't really go at Suter. He still does a couple body checks, right? Yeah, good point. I never thought of it that way. I played rock, paper, scissors with a little kid recently, and he said rock, paper, scissors, 6-7. What? So who beats what? The 7 beats 6. What? So there's rock, there's paper, there's scissors. You can't do this. Right? What? That's crazy. They had the same agent. Did not know that. Pacioretty jersey, 6-7, 6-7, 67. Eastern Conference. Yeah, Detroit and New Jersey and Ottawa and Montreal. So a lot of, like, look at the Atlantic Division right now. It's Detroit, Montreal, Ottawa. Not Tampa, Boston, Florida, or Toronto. That is crazy. That is crazy. By the way, the Eastern Conference, there's only two teams under 500, Boston and New York, NHL 500, that is. That's nuts. That's nuts. PD should pay Woody half a salary for keeping the team afloat for these 6 wins. I don't agree, but that's fine. 6 times 7 for Sherwood, only for the meme. 4 years and a no movement clause. Does he take it though? Sell high on Sherwood at the deadline. Alvin and Rutherford can always find the next Joshua Sherwood. I know he's a huge piece of the team, but you can't go above $4 million. That is not a bad take. You were confused by the 6-7. Montreal could make the finals for sure. This team is nowhere close to contending. We need assets, especially if Hughes leaves. That's a consideration for sure. And Rev Trev, welcome, says Sherwood for Prime Minister. Perfect. Great way to end off the first half of the show. Let me go to my mid-show sponsor read, and then I will bring on Lucas for a nice 15-minute chat. Oh, which reminds me, I didn't put my earbuds in, and I don't want to screw up my stream, so I will go with the old-fashioned headphones. So let me get these going. I can still hear Lucas, and then I won't muck up my stream. So let me just change one setting, then I will do my mid-show sponsor read, and then we will be laughing. External headphones. It must be this one. All right, let's go. I always start off by thanking my primary sponsor, and that's Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsors, Gassy Jack Art, GassyJackArt.com. Check them out. Maker of this wonderful artwork that you see behind me. Thank you, Jack. Thank you to Mulligan Golf Company, MLGNGolf.com, maker of golfing, apparel, and accessories. And thanks to my supporting sponsor, Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Some other reminders, thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. By the way, those of you that won van-based gift cards from me over the past 2 weeks, I emailed them. I don't know if it's because of me, but their van-based gift card page is now up. So I'll be sending all those out on the weekend for sure. My next show, I don't stream on Fridays and Saturdays. So my next show is Sunday at 11 p.m. So we'll have one more game and a World Series to wrap up, but I'll probably spend a grand total of 8 seconds on, okay, maybe more than 8 seconds. We'll see. So yeah, my next show is on Sunday. And then I want to remind you of ways that you can get involved tonight. Subscribe to the channel. You can like the video. You can leave a donation like Lucas and Dino have done. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. So because, yes, it is definitely daylight savings. So fall back. So we get an extra hour of sleep. Yes, we get an extra hour of sleep, even though the nights get darker quicker. And then thanks to Dino and Lucas's, you should be happy you get your grad photos. Then you get an extra hour to get ready. And thanks to Dino and Lucas, now the leaderboard is like this. Dino is in first with 1125, Fangirl in second with 375, Lucas in third with 275, Gerald in fourth with 150, and Carol Bovenlander in fifth with 125. Okay, by the way, anyone asking me what I'm dressing up as, I'm dressing up as a good-looking Asian dad for the 51st. No, I haven't been a dad for 51 years. Let's try that again. I'm dressing up as a good-looking Asian dad for the 24th straight year. No costume required. All right. I love to bring on legends and Hall of Fame members onto my stream because I'm grateful for their support. I'm grateful for their friendship. And I love to show off some of the amazing people that we have in this community. So I'm going to bring legendary Lucas Gates on for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Then I'll let him go and then I'll do a wrap up for my show. Sound good? Sounds great. So Lucas's birthday is on Saturday. I'll let him tell you which birthday it is. But because I don't stream on Friday or Saturday, I wanted to bring him on tonight. So without further ado, let's welcome a legend from day one, even before I had, I had legends. Whatever it was before, that's what he was. So let's bring him on, legendary Lucas Gates.
Hey, Clay.
Hello, friend.
Hey, everybody. How you all doing?
How are you?
Oh, couldn't be better. I mean, of course, I'm repping
Yes.
the show I'm going to be on November 6th.
Okay, I want to give you a chance to talk about, but first and foremost, it's your birthday on Saturday, correct?
Yes, that is correct. November the 1st.
November the 1st. Are you willing to divulge how old you are turning?
Yes, and that's actually a good point because it's if you want to know, folks, I'm going to be the same age as Henrik Sedin's jersey number, 33.
Love it. So turning 33, I will always be connected to Lucas because Lucas was born in the year that I graduated high school. So anytime I see Gates 92, it reminds me of not only that I graduated in 92, but that I'm 18 years older than Lucas. And it's really funny, Lucas, you say you're entering the Henrik Sedin year. A lot of Christians, would say that they're entering the Jesus year because Jesus was 33 when he did all his ministry. And so they're very, very cool. Okay, so we got that. Tell us about, did you watch the game tonight or did you follow it on social? How did you follow tonight's game, Lucas?
I was following on socials because at the day job, they had a little bit of a Halloween party. So I was checking it out a little bit. I was sort of keeping a tab on things. So yeah, I mean, it was quite an interesting game. I'm being fallen back and forth. All I can say is pay the man, pay Sherwood the money. I mean, he's I'll take a 2-year deal to be blunt. I mean, I saw Justin was saying 4 years. For anything over 4 it might be a little too much. So I'd say go for 2 years. I think that's a safe bet.
That is awesome. Yeah, no, I don't know if he'll take 2 years, but I agree with you that I don't want to overpay him both in terms of money and term, but let's just enjoy it, right? Let's just enjoy because we need him with Garland and Besser and Hedel and Hoglander, all these guys out.
Oh, don't get me started. I mean, watching this, I mean, it's been let's just say I know I've been following socials and of course, Canuck social media and the fans and stuff. I mean, to everyone to each their own. But I just tend to just have fun, just ride the ride. You know, that's what we should all do, and in general in life as well.
Yeah, and I appreciate, Lucas, I appreciate that you have your way of fandoming or fanning, and you generally don't tell other people how to do it, just same as me. I try. And I will say, of course I want Evander Kane to score a goal. Of course I want PD to be more an impact player. Like I want all these things, but I still look at 9 injuries and a 6-6 record out of, with a long road trip. I'll take it. Yep.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. It has been a very turbulent start, but hey, it's still early in the year. I mean, we're not anywhere close to panic mode, so to speak.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so you have told us on a couple, at least on one open house, and definitely during the members streams and members Zoom calls about this show coming up, but I don't think you've had a chance to talk to the general population. So not only the people that are watching live, but that everyone watches on replay. And by the way, everyone wishing you a happy early birthday, which is awesome. Thank you, chat.
I am seeing that in the chat, and I really do appreciate the love and support.
So uninterrupted, I'm going to let you go for a few minutes and talk about this new project that you're a part of. You can talk about what it is, and when you filmed it, whatever you want, and I will quietly listen.
All right. Thanks, Clay. So yes, I'm actually part of a brand new TV show coming to CBC November the 6th, which is brand new. The trailer did drop, so that's why I've been keeping it on the down low for a long time. But it is now confirmed. I am part of a show called The Assembly, which is actually this version that I'm on is a Canadian adaptation of an international version originating from France. So I was part of I would say 5 out of 6 episodes. We were interviewing celebrities. So for example, trying to remember a few off the top of my head, and I apologize to those who I missed, but I can confirm that we had Russell Peters, Jan Arden. Who else? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
Howie.
Yes, we did get the Mr. Deal or No Deal, Howie Mandel, which I sadly did miss. That is an episode I was not on, unfortunately. So I'm disappointed that I wasn't able to go, but I have my other reasons. I was at a soccer game that day. So I think I referred to it that I was at the soccer game. That's the episode I sadly missed. But we also had Arlene Dickinson as well. And there was one more. I do apologize. Her name is hard to pronounce sometimes, so I do apologize to Matre.
I know what you're talking about. Yes. She's quite well known too. Yeah.
So I do apologize. It's one of but she was lovely. All of them were fantastic, and I will tell you all. Funny enough, after the trailer dropped, Jan ended up following me on Instagram. So there you go.
Nice. So Jan Arden follows legendary Lucas Gates. Okay. What is it assembly of? Who's in this assembly?
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you. It's an interview show. So by the way, folks, I do have another interview coming up, but this is actually probably the first media interview. So Clay, you're going to be unofficially the first one here.
Well, I don't consider myself media, but I'll take it. Thank you, Lucas.
Yeah. And Juliana, for those in the chat, was also a cast member of mine. So she was wonderful to work with. So
hi, Juliana. And Juliana is the sister of Dino, correct?
Yep.
It's amazing because Dino just started at least appearing in my streams in the past month. And now that you've done, that's pretty cool how it all works out. Welcome, Juliana. You're always welcome here. All right.
Yeah.
So it's assembly of who?
30 or so neurodivergent interviewers. So no question was off the table or any of that stuff. So it was quite interesting. A lot of stuff would probably get cut. Unfortunately, I mean, don't get me started with a few episodes. And Smiley, can you highlight Smiley's question?
Of course I can.
Did you get Eugene Levy? Unfortunately, we did not. But that's always a possibility if we do get a second season. I could always put that name forward, but that is a really, really, really good thing, and I'll pass it along to the producers if we do get a second season. So thanks for the suggestion, and I'll pass it forward to the team if we do get a second season. Yeah.
So congratulations, Lucas. I saw the trailer. It looks well done. Obviously, it's well lit, good sound. Obviously, you guys all look good. There's the celebrities look good, and they'll edit it however they edit it, right, to make it best for TV. When did you film all these shows?
Oh boy, Clay. This was actually funny enough. This was right. We started it right at the tail end of right around. I'd say it was May, I think, April or it was probably April or May, right around. Funny enough, and I know a lot of Canucks fans who are watching this are going to love hearing this. It sadly is cut, but I did make a hockey chirp. Thank you, Juliana. Thank you. I knew it was going to be made through September. But I did make a lot of hockey chirps. Unfortunately, they are sadly cut, but I did make a lot of them at, sorry, Steve Dangle, but it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. So,
it just shows that you guys were filming some of these episodes 5 or 6 months ago, like half a year ago.
Yeah, it was a long time. And it was quite a great adventure. Yeah, Juliana can back me up because she was also a fellow cast member. And, it was funny because, again, this is great. Juliana's here because we got to really hit it off as well. And, it was really fantastic. It was a really great experience. And hopefully we got a second season. Already the response from what I've been seeing is just mind-blowing. Like, literally, if you go on Instagram, CBC's Instagram, unfortunately, they're not on X. So that's why I'm, reporting I've been posting it on X because they're not active on there. We wish, but it's getting some good responses. So let's put it that way.
That's awesome. And just to answer Tyler, it's as Lucas mentioned, it's 30 neurodivergent individuals asking any type of question they want to a bunch of celebrities and the interactions that follow from there. So is that a fair way of saying it, Lucas?
I would agree. So I would agree it is a fair assessment. But it was a fantastic experience. I mean, if you were to I remember this time last year, I had to hold the jerseys behind. I think for any of you who are here, I would have never thought I'd be coming back to talk to you almost a year later and talking about this. So,
pretty cool. We should do a CCC assembly. Put it like 30 of you guys in a room and just pepper each other with questions.
You know what? Honestly, if they ever get a version of that, talking with, NHLers, Canucks players. I mean, I don't know if I have the privileges to do that, but I'm just going to say if the NHL wants to do something, let's do it. I know.
Lucas, you're so good at answering questions and so good with people. Are you cool if I let people ask, and I'll vet them, but ask you questions for about 5 minutes, whether about assembly or Canucks? Is that cool?
You know what? This is perfect. I'm trying to warm up for a media go around. So
good. Swervin Yrvin says, for this one, are they all Canadian celebrities?
Yes, they are.
They are.
All of them are Canadian celebrities because I know in like the Aussie version and the British version and the French version, we're all French. So they probably want to keep it more within the country. Makes
sense. Buble, would he be good?
Honestly, we were actually hoping Buble would be this time around. And I mean, so maybe season 2. I don't know.
All right. I love it. Helen says, love this concept, Lucas. Amazing. Congratulations. That is great.
Thank you so much.
Simon, great question. How many episodes in this year? 6 episodes. And you're in, how many you think? 5? 4?
No, I already know. Well, technically I was in 5 out of 6 tapings. So, you'll see me around in the episodes.
Sweet. Do you know if any of your questions made the cut? Do you know?
I'm aware of a couple of them, not all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Fangirl off the table. Favorite Switch game? What is that? Pokemon?
Yep, just dropped. Okay. Pokemon Legends ZA Switch 2 edition. In fact, I got it fired up right on my Switch 2 here right now, Fangirl. I just got it back in October, and I've already beaten the game. I'm now just trying to finish up the Pokédex. So
love it. Thanks. Jackie's asking you, what's 9 plus 10? I think this is another meme, which I don't understand.
If you're asking mathematics, 9 plus 10 is 19. I mean, I don't get the. Unfortunately, maybe I'm the type who's becoming a boomer, quote.
I think you're supposed to say 21, but I don't know why. I don't get it.
It's 19. If you add 9 plus 10, it's 19.
For sure. I don't get it either. Swervin Yrvin says, how about some Canadian wrestling celebrities like Bret Hart, Chris Jericho, or Sami Zayn?
We'll see what we get. And I mean, hey, we'll see what happens. I mean, I actually did, and I'll be blunt, I don't get into politics here. By the way, I did put an idea at getting the Prime Minister on. So maybe Prime Minister Carney. I don't know.
By the way, that's pretty cool. By the way, 4 of the 6 legends are in here. We got Tyler the Line Change. We got Swervin Yrvin. We got Carol Bovenlander, and we got you, of course. The only ones we're missing are Andrew and Brian, who's actually out of town. So Carol says, right. Lucas, that is so awesome. Way to go. Who is your favorite celebrity of the ones that were on the show?
I can definitely say for certain, out of all of them, Jan Arden. I don't know why. but it was probably the best interview that I can think of off the top of my head. She was awesome and just such a nice person to talk to. I mean, if you saw on my Instagram recently, I mean, this was taping otherwise because I know there's going to be replay. Yeah. On the way, I was driving to grab some ice cream somewhere, and one of the songs that was playing right on the radio was whatever one of her songs that everyone knows. And then I was like, what are the odds? So
yeah, exactly.
And I tagged her in it, and she reposted it. So
sweet.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Jen.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure Jen follows you. I don't think she's going to be watching this because of me. Maybe because of you. Tyler says, nice Pokemon. I beat Pokemon Sword. What does that mean?
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
Good, because I don't.
Just give me a moment. I got the case here.
Well, Tyler, I beat Pokemon Shield and Pokemon Javelin. So take that.
Actually, Shield is actually a game too, Clay. Not going to lie. Oh. So, see? Oh, that's Scarlet. Anyways, but yeah, I do have the games. I actually beat it a long time ago, Tyler. I actually got the game at launch. So
gotcha. Jackie's saying that whole 9+10 thing, it is supposed to be because someone said a kid said it was 21, and then he said, I am not stupid. Oh, I just think the math's bad. Fangirl says, you're a millennial, Lucas, like me.
Yep, yeah, that. I am smack bang in a millennial generation. So yeah.
Swervin Yrvin, I know means well because he's got a daughter who living with challenges as well. So he has a really good question. Yeah,
I can totally answer this one. This is totally a question I get all the time. And
awesome. Honestly, let me just say it out loud for the podcast. So the question from legendary Swervin Yrvin is this: what was your biggest challenge growing up on the spectrum?
Okay, so I live with autism spectrum disorder. So basically, people not understanding. Again, this was the I would say early, as we clocked into 2000s. Not a lot of people at the time knew it. This was at a point where people didn't quite get it. Again, this was a different time. I mean, now that I'm working with families and stuff, most people, it's like second nature to them. They're like, oh yeah, so my kid's just being diagnosed. Now what? Because I work in the field too. So I know it for a lot of families nowadays, they get the resources off the bat. But I mean, it is, it was just more or less comprehension, understanding at the time. But most people nowadays, they get it. So times change. Wow. Times change. Yeah.
What a wonderful answer. Thank you, Lucas. And no, I admire you a lot, man. You're a good communicator. You listen, as we've talked about. You're improving your communication skills. I think you're a great communicator, and thank you for answering that. No, that's awesome. Erwin says Victoria's own Chelsea Green. That's another wrestler he's suggesting.
I know. Actually, I actually do know what he's referring to because I remember when they had the WWE back in.
Yep.
I remember last year. That's right. I remember she came in like a full Canucks getup. So
there you go.
Good suggestion. If we can get her, we can get her. So we'll wait and see what they can get.
Moving from your autism advocacy experience to your Canucks team store experience, you think there's going to be a Connor Garland jersey soon?
I honestly have no idea. That's way out of my pay grade. So, so honestly, I can't say anything about merchandising. All I know is I just know what's there, and that's all that is. Sorry, sorry. I'm sorry.
Ben Mulrooney is another suggestion.
That's a good one. Again, I don't know. That's up to CBC, and I know Ben Mulrooney was with CTV for a long time, so I don't know.
Good point. Tyler's 2 years younger than you. All right, you guys are the same ilk for sure. Jan Arden is a national treasure. Yeah,
you like to hear that?
So Simon says, if you have a second series, who do you think might be in it? I know that's tough to say, but as celebrities,
Well, yeah, but we've had some names tossed around on our WhatsApp. We actually have a private WhatsApp. Again, this could change. We're sort of passing around names and stuff. We were talking like Dan Aykroyd, who's also on the autism spectrum, is one.
Oh, neat.
Who another one was like Eugene Levy or Dan Levy was another we were talking about. There was a few names that we were just tossing around just for kicks. We were just thinking of some names off the top of our head. So we'll see what's happening.
Yeah, awesome. But Rain Maida from Our Lady of Peace. I don't know that person, but
me either. Unfortunately, I don't know that. So
yeah. Gotcha. Good night, Juliana. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Great to see you.
Keep up the good work on your end, Juliana. I know you're doing amazing stuff on your end as well.
Awesome. Swervin Yrvin says, thank you, Lucas. Appreciate you answering. Dino says, hello, Lucas, from Dino and his mom, Mena. Hi, Mena. Harry asked, your former coworker, hey, Lucas, how are you? What are your thoughts on the game tonight? And And do you think the team has improved, in your opinion?
Ooh, talking from a former colleague. It's nice to see you here. Before I get going, Harry does call me a lot on my phone. So he does. He's quite the caller. So no harm done, Harry. I appreciate you, man, but I'm always busy. Usually busy and stuff. But anyways, I like, you know what? Clutch wins like this are always a W in my opinion. So clutch wins, shootouts, 2 points. That's always a win. And I can definitely see there's always improvements, but pen on paper, we don't know. If paper transactions always don't necessarily mean, one versus the other. So honestly, but overall, I definitely think this team has improved. It's just a matter of beating the injury bug. Yeah. That's all.
Thank you. There's a rumor that Canucks are kicking the tires on Steven Stamkos. Jackie is saying, don't get Stammer though before Nashville goes to Sweden, because I think Jackie wants to see him. Harry says, happy birthday. Don't expose me. Ha 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 ha. Swervin Yrvin says, definitely not wanting Stamkos.
I will actually, I will add one more thing because I do understand what's going on with that. I would honestly say if the price is right, let's just say, and again, this is very unlikely because at his age, I would love to get a player like Stamkos, especially at his pedigree with the Stanley Cup experience he has. I just want a good, not like a full-on like contract. I want for him to be a rental for at least 1 year. I'll take it. Just has to be, the salary retention has to go back to Nashville. Like they have to take the majority of the contract. That's the only way I could see this work. And just like a later round pick, because I personally think Stamkos would be fantastic on the team as long as the contract is on Nashville side and not ours. Yeah. We do not need to take on the bulk of his contract, especially at his age. But he's a good player, and I know he'll sell jerseys. That's all I can say.
He's a good player. He'll be popular, but his numbers are not great. Let's end with this one, Lucas. Is there a game that you'd want to go to this season that you haven't been to yet? So is there a team or a game that you really want to see, whether it's this season or soon?
Honestly, I've got to think of that one more closely because obviously I actually had a funny story, and Clay knows this very well. Last year, I actually got to be at the only game where Canucks played Utah Hockey Club, the only time they actually play in that name. In fact,
he's going for it. Oh, yeah, there we go.
So I actually do have a Utah Hockey Club custom right here.
Beautiful.
Got them all right here. But anyways, I'm still waiting to figure out, because there's a couple games on the calendar that I'm looking at. I still have not found out when the autism acceptance game is yet. Yeah. I'm still working. I don't want to go. I want to see if I can be involved with that one this year. Again, I can't say anything for certain. Either that or I work. But honestly, what would be funny is I think the game against Winnipeg at the end of the end of February?
Yeah.
Funny enough, Clay, I mean, for anyone who knows about Jake DeBrusk, you guys will know what I'm referring to here. If you guys know me very well, he is a Pokemon fan. Mm-hmm. And when that game is, it's about 2 days before Pokemon Day. And I was thinking, what if I go to a game, if I'm not working, come into a custom jersey, like you see, like normally what I wear, but it's all decked out in like Pokemon stuff and maybe the DeBrusk 74 and why
don't you dress up as Pikachu?
In fact, I already got my costume ready.
That's the only guy I know.
This is actually a hint of what I'm going to be tomorrow. And if anyone gets the reference, you get a cookie.
Well, I'm definitely not going to be eating any cookies. I have no clue what I was just looking at just now. Yeah.
But anyone, if anyone wants to take a guess, feel free to. But if anyone's from the 1990s, congratulations. You know what how that fangirls comment. Nope. Yep. You got it. Wait,
but isn't this one at 2?
Yep. All of them. Line change, fangirl. Yeah. Tyler. Yep. You got it. That's the costume I'm going to be this year. So I'm actually, believe it or not, if anyone's been following our anthem singer, she's going to be having a Halloween party tomorrow night, and I will be there. So
who's Ash Ketchum?
Ketchum? He's the protagonist from the original anime. So Irwin's got the original Japanese name. Congratulations.
How's Ash Mustard doing? I'm just kidding.
I know it's a stupid.
That was bad. That was bad. All right, Lucas, you are awesome. Happy early birthday. I will definitely text you to greet you. No show, but I wanted to bring you on tonight. Yes. So maybe the Blue Jays win tomorrow and not on your birthday, and then you can celebrate by relaxing. So, hey, man, thanks for being a legend, but more importantly, thanks for being a friend of mine. And congratulations on the assembly. We'll all tune in on November 6th for sure.
Yeah. I also want to mention I know for a couple of people here, they might be working the concert that night. So you might have to watch it on VOD, it's on CBC and CBC Gem. I can send Clay the link or anything like that, and you can check it out on your own time. But and speaking about things, it is now Halloween itself. So
perfect. So now this is truly your last day of being 32 years old.
Yep, pretty much. And of course, tune into this show November 6th. I will be making the media rounds in the next week. So hope to see you around. We
will look for that, and I'll continue to plug it next week as well. Happy early birthday, Lucas, and thanks for everything, man.
Hey, no problem. Before I go, I know a few people are saying, "Go Blue Jays!"
Thanks, brother. Good night. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Awesome. That is legendary Lucas Gates. So good, supporter of mine, friend of mine, ever since I met him many, many years ago at the arena. So happy to have him and share some of the amazing work that he continues to do with the autism advocacy community. It's just wonderful stuff. Okay, friends, it's midnight. That means it's officially Halloween. That means my costume has started. I'm a good-looking Asian dad, or good-looking Asian dad. Glad. I like that. Good-looking Asian dad. I'm glad. That's my costume. I'm glad. A good-looking Canucks fan. That goes without saying. And thank you for a great show tonight. Thank you for being here. And happy early birthday to Lucas. Okay, I'm going to wrap up here. Shout out to my sponsors, Vancouver Express Real Estate, to Gassy Jack Art, and to Mulligan Golf Company. Thanks to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Line Change, legendary Swervin Yrvin, all in the chat, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for your support. On the way out, like the video, subscribe. You can leave a late donation. I want to thank those of you who went above and beyond. And tonight, we are small but mighty. We had Lucas with the $5 donation, and we had Dino with the big dono. So thanks to both of you for your generosity. Add it all up, and Dino wins the leaderboard. Fangirl comes in second. Lucas comes in third. Justin, Gerald, Carol tied for fourth, fifth, and sixth. You've had your costume on for weeks now. Very good. All right. You guys are awesome. I'm awesome. Whatever you're doing tomorrow, whether you're trick-or-treating, if you're young enough or too old, whether you're partying, maybe you're driving your kids around, or maybe you're accompanying people. I'm house sitting. I told you that story. So I'm house sitting tomorrow night. But please be safe. Please take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And I can't wait to see you guys on Sunday. In between then, there's the Blue Jays tomorrow, or Saturday if they don't finish tomorrow. There's the Canucks on Saturday, and then my show will be on Sunday. Have a great Halloween, everyone. Canucks win 4-3. Right as of now, they end the month of October 500, 6-6. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. By the way, do you know why Waldo went to therapy? Yes. Why did Waldo go to therapy? He needed to find himself. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.